What up, what up, what up? This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. I have a few things that I want to get into today. I want to talk about some preseason performances, that of Zach Wilson, rookie quarterback Zach Wilson for the New York Jets. And then obviously I want to talk about some injuries. The Philadelphia Eagles have been ravaged by injuries as of late at the tight end position, notably, backup tight end Jason Kroom. That also, as we already know, Tyree Jackson, developmental tight end, who is going to be out 8 to 10 weeks, and then also Richard Rodgers, who was injured. The night before the preseason game against the New England Patriots. So that's 3 injuries at the tight end position right there. So are they going to keep Zach Ertz this season, guys? Yes, they are going to keep Zach Ertz this season. It does not look like they're going to trade Zach Ertz this season, mainly for that reason now. But they did just place tight end Jason Kroom on IR. So what does that mean as to what they're going to do with Tyree Jackson? See, as we talked about it before, I thought that Tyree Jackson's injury, who was going to be out 8 to 10 weeks, they could just stash him away, because that was one of the conversations that we were having, is how are they going to keep this developmental tight end who is a former quarterback, and how are they going to keep other teams from snatching him away? Well, let's stash him on IR because he's injured now, and that seems like the most notable thing to do. But now they stashed Tyree Jackson on IR, or now they stashed Tyree Kroom, or now they stashed Jason Kroom on IR, which means that opens up a spot at the tight end position to just keep him there, until he gets better. So we'll have to talk about that as well. There's also trade rumors, guys. So former first-round pick Andre Dillard, who obviously has not lived up to the standing of his draft position, who we have not fallen in love with whatsoever. There is about 6 to 7 teams who are interested in trading for him. And obviously, as we know, the camp battle between Jordan Mailata and Andre Dillard at the left tackle spot, Jordan Mailata has absolutely demolished, and I mean demolished, Andre Dillard, and we knew that from the very get go, just based off of Jordan Mailata's performance in place of the absence of Jason Peters last season. How that pretty much how that battle was going to go. But the interesting thing is that teams are actually interested in trading for him. Most notably, rumors are that the Los Angeles Rams are interested in trading safety Taylor Rapp to the Philadelphia Eagles for Andre Dillard. Now, honestly, this is also part of that report. Part of that report is that second-round safety for the Los Angeles Rams, Taylor Rapp, has not panned out to his draft position either. But from what I remember, if I remember correctly, is that he did have a decent rookie campaign. So let me just point this out. I believe that we would be getting the better of that deal if that deal were to come to fruition. So I want to point that out. Also, I want to talk about some other things too. I want to talk about the quarterback position. I want to talk about Joe Flacco. I want to talk about Nick Foles. And I want to talk about the wide receiver position. I want to talk about Travis Fulgham. I want to talk about James Washington, the possibility of trading for James Washington. And I also want to talk about, some other wide receivers who could possibly be on the trade block, most notably the one in the Big Easy, New Orleans. So here's my thing. Let's start with that, actually, because Travis Fulgham has been nowhere to be found. Travis Fulgham has been nowhere to be found. Now, if you were to ask me when we first came into camp, would Travis Fulgham be the guy on the outside? Yeah, I would pretty much say, I'd be pretty close to saying that, yeah, that guy is going to be a lock across from Devontae Smith. So if we were coming out of the draft, a couple days out of the draft, and that's exactly when we started camp, and or forget the fact that forget the hypothetical of starting camp a couple days out of the draft. Let's just say that we're coming out of the draft. We just drafted Devontae Smith, 10th overall pick in the first round. I would say it's Devontae Smith, and then I would say it's Travis Fulgham, and then I would say it is Jalen Reagor. Unfortunately, this is what's happening. Travis Fulgham has been nowhere to be found, has been wildly inconsistent. Jalen Reagor is picking up steam. Quez Watkins has been phenomenal all camp long. And Devontae Smith is as advertised. Did a phenomenal job against the New England Patriots, regardless of the wildly catastrophic debacle against the New England Patriots for the third stringers. Now, let's make one thing clear, because I am so outrageously tired of New England Patriots fans chirping. They are the worst chirpers in the fucking world. It's like leaving coins in your pocket when you're doing a load of laundry. I'm telling you. By the way, guys, your starters went up against our third stringers. Remember that. But here's the thing. I will give you a little bit of credit. Our third stringers should be a little bit more prepared. And therefore, I will say this. Nick Sirianni needs to work on his preparation just a little bit more with his depth along the roster. So, let's just say this. Travis Fulgham has been nowhere to be found. And so I think he's better than J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I certainly believe that. I certainly believe that he's better than Andre Patton. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen enough out of Andre Patton. I certainly believe that he's better than Hakeem Butler. I certainly believe that he's better than... I'm not ready to say that he's better than John Hightower. John Hightower finally got some playing time against the New England Patriots, did some okay things. See, here was the thing, is that we saw John Hightower early last season do some phenomenal things, but wasn't consistent with tracking the ball. And so we could get some sort of measurement of his potential. But then again, for about 5 weeks last season, we got a measurement of potential from Travis Fulgham as well. So let's just say this. You take Fulgham out of that three there. Because here's the thing. Now I get it. We have three wide receivers: Devontae Smith, we have Quez Watkins, and we have Jalen Reagor, right? Can we actually commit to Quez Watkins as a number two? Can we commit to that? Can we actually commit to that? That is the question. We have to start asking ourselves that. I mean, last week it was a question that was on the brink, right? But now it's actually really fucking serious. And I'll tell you why it's really fucking serious, because Travis Fulgham has done absolutely nothing. Jalen Reagor's getting there, but it's only been about 2 weeks. And he's 5'11". Not even. He's about 5'10". On a good, he's 5'11" on a good day. 5'10". You know what I want? And ideally, you know what most teams want? They want the 6'3" guy. So who should we go out and get? Who am I about to say? Well, who do they have over there in New Orleans? It's been rumored, guys. We should go get him. Maybe we should. Maybe we shouldn't. And am I a little bit skeptical? Yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm a little bit skeptical. And I'll tell you why I'm a little bit skeptical. Because why didn't he get the ankle surgery? Why didn't he go get his ankle checked out when they told him to go get his ankle checked out? You know what I mean? Why did he wait so long to go get his ankle checked out? That's my question. That's my question. But here's the thing. He's not going to cost a lot. He's not going to cost a lot of draft capital because they're at odds. They are at odds. Honestly, he's a first round wide receiver, and you could probably get him for a third round pick. Maybe a late second round pick. Guess what the Eagles have? They have 2 second round picks. They have 2. And that would solve it. That would solve it. Because what would you do? What would you do? What would you have after that? You'd have Devontae Smith, and you'd have either Quez Watkins or Jalen Reagor in the slot. And then you would have the superstar from New Orleans. Problem solved. Problem solved. As long as he's healthy. As long as he's healthy. But you get him healthy, and kabam. Kablam. Let's talk about, speaking of the wide receivers, and this last debacle of a preseason game against the New England Patriots, which absolutely, like, it's preseason, so it doesn't terrify me as much. It doesn't bother me as much. But let me tell you something. On that note, I remember growing up, and my brother taking me to watch games, local restaurants or whatnot, and we would order wings, and we would take our best friend in the world. All 3 of us would watch games together, and order wings. It didn't matter what game it was, whether it was a preseason or whether it was a regular season game. The Philadelphia Eagles doing something, giving us some sort of hope. It just made us feel good. You know what I mean? Just made us feel good. And so, but I didn't see any of that in this game against the Patriots. And I'm older now, so like I'm not gonna get all in a tiffy about it, but let me tell you something. There is something seriously wrong with the depth on this team, and I don't know if they are ill-equipped with the way that Nick Sirianni has them becoming prepared, or not. But it's 6 quarters where the Philadelphia Eagles have been outscored 52-0 or 56-0 or whatever it was. But I'm not going to talk about the rest of the team right now and the backups. I'm going to talk about our backup quarterback, Joe Flacco, because 2 years ago we watched Howie Roseman and then head coach Doug Peterson talk about the Philadelphia Eagles being an organization that wants to churn out, be a quarterback factory, right? Joe Flacco had Quez Watkins open for a touchdown if he threw the ball a little bit better. He had Quez Watkins open for a first down within the red zone. Or he had Devontae Smith open for a touchdown if he threw the ball outside to the right, but he didn't do that. And this was on the interception, right? This was on Quez. This was Joe Flacco's interception. Joe Flacco is a shell of himself. And this man is a backup quarterback for an organization who said that they wanted to be a quarterback factory. This man is the backup quarterback for an organization whose backup quarterback won them the Super Bowl. Who am I referring to? I am referring to Nick Foles, who is the third stringer in Chicago, and we will talk about that in a second too. You know what I think should happen? The Eagles should go and they should trade for Nick Foles. You want to know why? Because Carson Wentz is no longer here, and he's no threat to Jalen Hurts. He's no threat to Jalen Hurts' ego. He's really not. In fact, Nick Foles could come here and serve the same exact purpose that the Philadelphia Eagles wanted Nick Foles to serve behind Carson Wentz in 2017, and it would be a no thought. And maybe could even pull off the same type of shit. And here's my thing too, is I believe that Nick Foles would do a phenomenal job in this offense. Reason being is because this offense is more so like Frank Reich's offense than Matt Nagy's. Speaking of Matt Nagy doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing in Chicago. Again, he continues to ride the Andy Dalton train. Look, yes, was Justin Fields 9 for 18 in his second preseason game? Yeah, he was, but the dude's a fucking playmaker. The dude is a fucking playmaker. Just put him in. Just let him start from week 1. Andy Dalton is a mediocre quarterback. Everybody fucking knows it. Everybody knows it. Everyone. He took Cincinnati to the playoffs. Okay, big fucking deal. Did he win anything? No. This man, Justin Fields, is going to win you games, and probably games in the playoffs. The dude looks like a faster Donovan McNabb more than anybody I've ever seen. Outside of maybe Teddy Bridgewater, and Teddy Bridgewater had some phenomenal seasons. We know this. Honestly, I mean, I don't know what to say. Here's, while we're on the quarterback position for the Philadelphia Eagles, Joe Flacco should get demoted immediately. Immediately. They should trade for Nick right now. I'm not even fucking kidding. They should trade for Nick, and they should get rid of Nick Mullins. You want to know why they should get rid of Nick Mullins? Because Nick Mullins hasn't done shit since he's been here, and Josh Rosen is sitting there on the free agent market. Former first-round pick. Should Josh Rosen, that's the recent article that was put out, has Josh Rosen run out of NFL chances? Former first-round pick quarterback taken by the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question. Maybe. I think he's worth a shot. And coming from me, to be completely honest with you, that's me saying a lot, and I'll tell you why. Because I've never liked the dude's attitude. Never liked it. Didn't like him for the Arizona Cardinals. I didn't like it on any other team. I think he's arrogant for no reason at all. But I'd like to see what he could do. He was taken in the first round for a reason. You know what I mean? And he had a phenomenal collegiate career. Had a phenomenal collegiate career. So, you know, while we're talking about quarterbacks, I want to talk about this too. And I mentioned this briefly the other day in my stream, which is Jalen Hurts going to the hospital, suddenly feeling ill. Maybe so. Maybe he was having stomach pain. Maybe he was trying to compensate by dancing and having fun on the sidelines right before in warm-ups before the game. Maybe that's the case. You know, sometimes I do that. Honestly, if I'm feeling sick before work or something, or if I'm feeling sick when I know I want to go do something fun. Or if I want to go to the gym or something, you know, sometimes I'll try to hype myself up. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what was going on. But and if that's what was going on, and he still couldn't, and he really wanted to go and he couldn't go, you know, okay, fine, I'm okay with it. But that doesn't change my mind on this. Is I look at quarterbacks like Tom Brady. I look at quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, and I look at other quarterbacks like that, and they're playing. They're playing. They're out there playing in the preseason. And you know, I remember when Donovan McNabb was the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he played. He played in the preseason. And you know what that tells me? That tells me that these guys care about the game so much that they're going to play. They want to be out there. They want to play. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts, that's not the case for Jalen Hurts, but the narrative about some of these quarterbacks is like, oh yeah, they don't want to get hurt. Blah, 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 they don't want to get hurt, and there's no point in playing, and nah. No, these guys are going to, there's just something about some of them. As soon as they get the chance to play, they want to play. And I want to see that. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. You know what I mean? Look, Jalen Hurts has a lot to prove, not just to the players, not just to the coaches. He has a lot to prove to the fans as well. More so to the fans, in fact. The fans in Philadelphia are probably his biggest jury, honestly. Honestly. We need to see what he's capable of. We need to see it. He better play in week 3. He better play longer than 2 series in week 3. And so, circling back around to the preparation of Nick Sirianni, I don't care if you have joint practices with the New York Jets. Play your fucking starters longer than 2 series. Play your starters longer than 2 series, because I want to see them. I want to see him. Or at least Jalen Hurts. And look, if you got to play your starting offensive line to protect Jalen Hurts because it has to go longer than 2 series, do it. Do it. That's my point. That is my point. We need to see this guy to make sure that we feel comfortable. Because here's the thing. We've heard rumors of Deshaun Watson all offseason, and we know what Deshaun Watson can do. And I'm not saying Deshaun Watson's going to be the guy, because that's never going to leave. Those rumors are never going to go anywhere. But the rumors and that shit, that's all cycling around in our fucking brains. And we're a big market fucking sports town, and we deserve a big market type of quarterback. And we don't know what this fucking guy can do. You know, the only thing that we saw is that he went for 3 for 7. 3 for 7, and he threw a bad pass to that could have gone for a 98-yard touchdown to fucking Quez Watkins in the first preseason game, and he didn't connect, and it didn't happen. How do we know that that's not gonna be a consistent thing in the regular season? How do we know that? We don't. Nick Sirianni needs to work on his preparation. And you want to tell me, look, I listen to Birds 365 and Inside the Birds and all these other fucking podcasts, and they say, yeah, the shit that we've seen in practice is nothing like what they've been doing in the preseason. Like, they're disguising so much and they're doing so much better, and the offense is not even close to this vanilla as it is in the preseason. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, here's the thing. The former regime, Doug Peterson and Mike Groh and whoever the fuck, said that they thought that they were doing everything right in the fucking practices. They thought that they were doing everything right in the fucking practices. They said that they were practicing at a phenomenal fucking level in the fucking practices. And guess what? We went 4-11-1 last year. 4-11-1. Win a fucking preseason game. I don't care if it's preseason. Just win one. Just win one. You know what I'm saying? You want to rest your defensive line. Here's my issue. Jonathan Gannon wants to rest his entire defensive line in a preseason game. You've only got fucking 3. They've already demoted you a game. They just made that change. On top of the fact that you are giving your players veteran days. So veterans have veteran days off. I do have some questions about Nick Sirianni's flaws. Do I think that he's doing a good job as a rookie head coach? Yes, I do. But now I'm starting to have some questions because he's resting our veterans a lot. So we better see some more playing time. We better see some more fucking playing time in this game against the Jets. Speaking of the Jets, rookie quarterback Zach Wilson looked really good. In today's game. And that's what I expect from rookie quarterback Zach Wilson. I think that was a phenomenal pick by them. I think it's a really good. I think he's going to be really good. So we need to see more. But with that said, this is DB Talking now. DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. You guys have a beautiful evening. Have a beautiful Saturday evening. I'll probably be back on with you later, probably around 7:30. One love. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Go Birds, baby.